hell are you shaking it for? It's a jewel box, not a maraca.
I thought it might have a secret catch. It's locked, you see.
Well, smash it open. Jesus, you have all the killer instinct of a 20-year-old Celium.
Yeah, but it's a very pretty box. It seems such a waste.
Moses looks upon the promised land.
They're fantastic. Look at this ruby necklace.
Never much cared for it myself. Always thought it made Marguerite look like a blood sacrifice.
I wish my old man could see these. He never knew what it was all about. Sitting there every night, hunched over those watches of his, squinting his eyesight away. And for what? To give me an education at a second-rate public school. I suppose he thought he had to. That he owed it to me and the brand new Anglo-Saxon world he'd adopted. Silly old bugger.
Never thought his son would be tucking a fortune away into his pocket, eh? Family reminiscence, no matter how touching, is something we just haven't got time for at the moment. Do you mind?
Now, this is the fun bit, where the householder, wrenched from his dreams by the sound of the explosion, surprises the burglar, and in the ensuing fight, the house is sacked.
Why is it necessary for you to surprise me at all?
Because if I've seen you at close quarters, I can always describe you to the police. Wrongly. Did you get a good look at the intruder's face, sir?
Yes, Inspector, I did. I don't know if it was a trick of the light, but somehow his face seemed not wholly human.
How much sacking do you want done?
A decent bit, I think. A few chairs upturned, ornaments put to the sword, that sort of thing. You know, convincing, but not Carthaginian. You surely don't call that convincing. My, no. Let literature fly to the four winds. Let the contents of doors be strewn like autumn leaves. New manuscripts.
Let my secretary sort it out.
Enough?
For a starter. Now let's see what accident does to artifice. Seconds out of the ring.
What seconds? What for?
The ensuing fight, remember?
Hey!
Well, you're the underdog, aren't you? You've got the support of the crowd, haven't you? What more do you want?
Right, vouch for this.
Don't let me out! My wife's gonna have a baby. Now listen, Tiger, don't get all hell up. This fight's fixed, remember? This is where I take a dive, and you knock me out cold!
For real?
Naturally. When the police come, I have to show them a real lump. Yes, I thought you'd like this bit.
You're dead right. Now, what shall I use?
Not my opaline, if you don't mind.
There it is. The original blunt instrument. The poker. Right. Now, where do you want it?
Don't get carried away. It's not a murder weapon you were talking about, you know.
No?
No, we're discussing an object from which I receive in the classic formula a glancing blow which will raise a lump without actually cracking the cranium.
Why don't I just keep tapping you lightly on the head with the poker, until the lump comes up.
Quite frankly, I've rather gone off the whole thing now. I know you can always tie me up and gag me and leave me to be found by the cleaning woman. Lots of mussy, Mr. White. Whatever do we be doing there? All trussed up like a turkey cock. Oh, God bless you, sir. You're trying out something for one of them creepy new books of yours. I know that. Don't you mind me. I won't disturb you. I'll just be getting on with me dusting.
Andrew, if I don't knock you out, how have I tied you up?
That's a very good question. Come to think of it, you could always hold a gun on me.
Oh, we professional burglars don't fancy firearms much. We are English, after all.
You could always conquer your Anglo-Saxon scruples. Besides, it would be my own revolver which you had taken from me during the struggle.
Is that loaded?
Well, of course, what would be the use of it otherwise? And I think it ought to go off once or twice as we tussle, blowing to smithereens the usual priceless heirlooms.
Why?
To lend credence to my story of your holding it on me while you gagged me and tied me up. All right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Ah, right, now, what to sacrifice?
What about this old codger up here?
Put that down at once. That's my Edgar Allan Poe Award, given me by the Mystery Writers of America for one of Merridew's greatest triumphs, the slaying of Jack Sprat. Ironically enough, for one who could eat no fat, he was murdered by an injection of concentrated cholesterol. Now, what do you say to the demolition of that gaudy old Swansea puzzle jug?
Puzzle jug?
To solve the puzzle, pour some water out of it.
Very funny.
Marguerite thought it clever. She ought to tell you something about Marguerite. Let us expose its shortcomings. Oh, he might have said good shot.
You bloody maniac! You could have killed me!
Tush, not dead-eyed Wyke, the demon gunman of Cloak Manor. Now, what next? Ah, the last tender memento of our Venetian honeymoon. I will not resist the temptation. Shucks, gosh darn, if I ain't missed the doggone critter.
You hit what you're aiming for, all right.
Now, don't be peevish, Milo. There's nothing like a little bit of mayhem to cheer one up. Did you ever know Charlie Begbie?
You know damn well I didn't.
He was the very finest shot I ever did see. I once saw him bag 6 ducks with one shot when he was blind drunk. The only thing was, there were china ducks in his auntie's drawing room. And I said, but Charlie, you can't do that. It's the closed season. Told you always laughs at my jokes.
Even the bad ones.
True. Not as funny as all that. There's an open season all the year round for some creatures. Seducers and wife-stealers, for example.
Now, that's a bad Italian joke.
You should know it's your country of origin, is it not?
No, actually, I'm English. I was born here, in England.
Where are you now? Actually. What, in dear old cradle of the parliamentary system, whose screws my wife merits a large pink gin, England?
Sense of humour, fair play, England, I mean.
Oh, don't you believe it. That's the way a foreigner talks. What he really thinks in private is filthy, wet country, ugly, red, cold men who don't know how to treat their pale, pink, cool women.
Well, what brought all this on, then? What are you doing with that gun?
Pretty obviously pointing it at you.
I can see that, but why?
Because I'm a-gonna kill you.
You are gonna kill me? Jesus! Here we go again with another one of your games.
Another one? No. It's the same one. We've been playing it all the evening. It's called You're Going to Die and No One Will Suspect Murder.
You mean all that steal the jewel stuff was just...
I invited you around here to set up the circumstances of your own death.